Hi everybody, it is Wednesday. So I wanted to talk about Shabbos for a moment, Shabbat. And it's funny, it's Wednesday, but we're already thinking about Shabbat. And there's so much to say about it, and it's actually my most favorite day of the week. Not just because it's a day off, but because there's so much that surrounds it. Today, I just wanted to talk about human interaction. The whole week, we are so busy. We are so busy just surviving, Even just as I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I feel like just keeping my kids alive is a full-time job, Forget the house. The house is trash. Don't worry about that. But just feeding people, getting them, let's go in order, getting them up, getting me up, getting them off to school. Someone forgets a lunch, someone calls me, they don't have a water bottle, they don't have their homework, they don't have their books. I run off to school to deliver a few things. Then there's lunch. I try and eat lunch. There's actually a lot that goes on. I have to think about dinner already. Oh my gosh, what am I going to feed these people again? It's really amazing. You get through the whole day and you don't know what happened. Or if you go to work, if you actually leave your house and get paid, you are busy. You're just very, very busy all day. You get home and you crash, right? There is one day of the week. It's not just a day off where you actually have a chance to speak to other people of your family. Other than, where are your shoes? Where's your stuff? Do you have everything? Do you have your lunch? Did you do your homework? Did you think about your homework? Did you ever consider your homework? You know what I'm saying? You have a day of the week where you can sit down and say, hi, how are you? It's an opportunity to actually sit down and talk to someone. But even that, let's say during the week, it used to be that families spent time together at dinner time, a formal dinner, everybody sat down together, then they talked. I don't know any families that do this anymore, during the week. It's too hard. I don't know how anybody does it. We don't do it. It is impossible. I'm sure it's not impossible. I'm sure there are people who do it. Good for you. But I'm saying for me, I'm talking to me, it's hard. It's hard to get everybody to sit down at the same time and actually talk to each other. Right? Shabbat is an opportunity to turn the machine off. You know what I'm saying? This phone. I love my phone, but it drives me crazy because I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody, and I keep looking at the phone. Why did it light up? Why is it beeping? What? It's hard, Any sense of focus you have when you're talking to somebody goes straight out the window when you have your phone near you. Even if you put it on the table next to you where it's just there out of the way, but you're still checking it, really. In your head, you're like, oh, right? What happened to our sense of concentration and focus? That I don't have 100% focus on what you're saying. How are you actually listening when your brain is halfway listening for the phone? And I'm not knocking phones. I'm just saying there has to be a place for them. Everything has its time and its place. Shabbat is that opportunity to give your focus to someone else. There's no relationship building if you're not actually listening to what they're saying. Or vice versa, you're right. They're not actually listening to you either because they have their phone in front of them too. So Shabbat is an opportunity. There are two main meals, Friday night and Saturday afternoon, Shabbat afternoon, where we sit around a table and talk to each other. It's an opportunity to connect. One of the worst things about COVID was the social distancing, where people need social interaction desperately. It's huge. It's a huge thing. And people hurt when they don't have that. We have to make sure that social connection, that human connection exists. So Shabbat is a focus on the social aspect of your being. We are all social creatures. Even the people who are not so extroverted, more introverted, we still need people, right? It's a special thing. So on Shabbat, what do? We eat good food we like. We take a little bit of effort to bake that food ahead of time so we don't have to worry about it on Shabbat. We spend time with our friends and family. We might take a nap because during the week we're so busy. We might take a nap and take care of ourselves. We might read a book. When do you actually have a chance to sit down and read a book? It's easier to just scroll through. Scroll instead of reading something and maybe internalizing something you haven't thought before. You have to nurture your relationships with other people, and you have to nurture yourself. What about that relationship you have with yourself? When do you have time during the week? Sunday to Friday. Boom, 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 boom. So much to do, so little time. But really, when do you have the time? If you don't set aside the time, you won't have it. Shabbat is that setting aside of the time. So we're doing all these physical things, right? We're eating, we're sleeping, we're talking, we're praying, and we make the day holy. We make the day holy. It's holiness in time. Shabbat is holiness in time. And we have an opportunity to use that holiness to connect to God and to connect with each other. That holiness in time needs us to make it holy. It's holy in itself, but we have to plug that ourselves into that outlet of holiness. Because that day could go. You do your regular stuff. It's a regular day. It's Saturday afternoon. Go mow the lawn. Yeah. That holiness is there to access if you want it, right? But you need to plug into that holiness. It's there. It's there. It's cool like that. So just a few thoughts on it because Shabbat's on my mind. So I thought I'd share with everybody else what's rolling around in my head. And have a great day. Be well.